They will tell you it is a secret, a hidden key, a forgotten piece of magic whispered on the winds of forgotten time. They will tell you to write down the numbers, to chunk them, to arrange your life around their mystical sequence, believing the symbols themselves hold the power. They are mistaken. They are looking at the finger pointing at the moon and missing the celestial body itself. The code is not a secret to be learned. It is a reality to be remembered. It is not outside of you, it is the very architecture of your consciousness, the divine mathematics that governs the flow of energy from thought to thing, from whisper to world. 3, 6, 9. It is not numerology, it is physics. It is the rhythm of creation itself. Listen, can you feel it? Beneath the noise of your day, beneath the chatter of your own mind, beneath the frantic, desperate pulse of a world running from its own shadow, there is another pulse, a deeper one, a slower, more deliberate current. It is the hum of the cosmos, the resonant frequency of potential. That is where we begin. What in the world of effects put in the silent, invisible world of cause? The first step is a spark. That is the nature of 3, the spark of thought. Every single thing you see around you, the chair you sit in, the screen you watch, the city that surrounds you, was once nothing more than an immaterial flicker in the mind of its creator. It was a ghost, a phantom of electricity and belief. It had no weight, no dimension, no substance, but it was real. It was more real than the wood and steel that would later give it form, because it was pure, uncorruptible potential. Your thoughts are not idle wanderings. They are not harmless background noise. Every thought you sustain is a particle of energy. It is a memorable electrical impulse shot from the nexus of your being into the great responsive ether of the universe. You are a broadcasting tower sending out signals every moment of every day. The tragedy is that most people broadcast static. They transmit a chaotic cacophony of fear, doubt, worry, and contradictory desires. And then they wonder why the reality they receive is so noisy, so distorted, so lacking in clarity and power. You must understand this first. Your mind is not a containment vessel. It is a creative instrument, a laboratory, the most sophisticated laboratory in the known universe. In it, you can build entire worlds. Test intricate machines, solve impossible equations, all before you lift a single finger. This is not fantasy. This is the discipline of the creator. Before I ever sketched a diagram, before I ever coiled a wire, I would build it in my mind. I would close my eyes, and in the velvet darkness of my inner world, I would set the conditions. I would see the generator not as an idea, but as a finished reality. I would feel the weight of its components. I would hear the specific pitch of his hum as the rotors began to spin. I would feel the vibration in the floor beneath my feet. I would see the light flicker, stabilize, and then blaze into a steady, brilliant illumination. I would run the device for weeks, months, in this inner space, searching for flaws, observing wear and tear, refining an operation until it was perfect. The thought was not a blueprint. The thought was the machine in its purest, energetic form. The physical construction that followed was a mere formality, a translation. The real act of creation was already complete. This is the power of a concentrated thought. It is a laser carving its intention into the fabric of reality. But a single thought, no matter how brilliant, is fleeting. It is a spark that can die in the wind. To give it life, to give it power, you must introduce the second element. You must sustain it with belief. Belief is not hope. Hope is a beggar pleading with the universe to grant a favor. Belief is a sovereign issuing a command. It is the sustained application of energy to a single thought form. It is the current that flows through the circuit that you have designed. Without that current, your blueprint is just ink on a paper. With it, it becomes a living, breathing magnetic force. Belief is the act of holding a single frequency, unwavering against all opposition. And there will be opposition. The world around you is a storm of competing frequencies. The doubts of others, the chorus of impossibility, the relentless evidence of what is, will all try to jam your signal. Your own past failures will whisper that you are a fool to try again. Your senses will tell you that what you see in your mind is not real. This is the first great test. Can you hold the sun while standing in the midnight storm? Can you feel the warmth of the fire while shivering in the cold? Believe is the ability to live in the reality of your creation before it has materialized. You must feel the success in your bones. You must taste the victory on your tongue. You must carry yourself with the quiet confidence of a man who has already seen the future because he has spent his time there. This is not arrogance, it is resonance. You're tuning your entire being, your emotions, your posture, your words, your actions, to the frequency of the reality you wish to inhabit. When you do this, something miraculous begins to happen. The universe, which is nothing more than a field of infinite energy responding to resonant frequencies, begins to bend to your will. Not because you are forcing it, but because you have become a vibrational match for what you desire. You are not chasing a butterfly, you are becoming the flower. The butterfly has no choice but to come. This is not magic, this is the law of vibration. And how do you build this unshakable belief? You build it in the sanctuary of your imagination. People have degraded the word imagination. They equate it with childish fantasy, with idle daydreaming. What a profound and tragic misunderstanding. Imagination is the workshop of God. It is the womb of reality. It is the dimensional plane where the non-physical is first given form. To imagine is not to escape reality, it is to architect a new one. Step into this laboratory now. See what you desire, but do not see it as a distant dream. See it as a memory of your future. Feel it with every ounce of your sensory being. What does it smell like? What does it sound like? How does it feel against your skin? Who is there with you? What is the dominant emotion you feel in this moment of completion? Is it peace? Is it exhilaration? Is it profound gratitude? Anchor that feeling in your body. Let that feeling become your new home. Let it become your default state of being. You're no longer a person wanting that reality. You're the person living in its energetic equivalent. This is the science of alchemy. You're turning the lead of your present circumstance into the gold of your ideal future. Not with chemistry, but with consciousness. This is the power of the inner world, a power most have forgotten they possess. They seek validation outside of themselves. They seek permission from their world that will never grant it. The Creator seeks no permission. His validation comes from the clarity of his vision, from the hum of bird steam that runs perfectly in the silence of his own mind. As you spend more time in this field of resonant imagination, you will begin to notice something else awakening in you. A quiet guidance, a knowing that transcends logic. This is the voice of intuition.
Intuition is the universe's feedback system. It is the compass needle that points you toward the path of least resistance. It is the whisper that says, turn left, call that person, wait. It is the sudden, inexplicable insight that solves a problem you have been wrestling with for months. The mind of man is a receiver, a finely tuned coil designed to pick up the infinite broadcasts of the universal consciousness. But for most, the receiver is drowned in static. The noise of the ego, the fear of judgment, the incessant internal dialogue of doubt and limitation. The voice of intuition is subtle. It does not scream. It cannot be heard over the clamor of a chaotic mind. This is why solitude is not a punishment. It is a laboratory requirement. You must go into the silence to hear the signal. You must disconnect from the hive mind to connect with the divine mind. In stillness, the signal becomes clear. In the quiet, the answers that were always there become audible. I did my best work alone, not because I disliked humanity, but because I needed to hear a different conversation. I needed to tune out the frequency of what was considered possible, so I could tune into the frequency of what had never been done. The ideas for my alternating current motors, for wireless transmission of energy, they did not come from a textbook. They came in flashes, in visions, complete, perfect, and whole. They were downloads from a higher intelligence, delivered to a receiver that had been intentionally and painstakingly cleared of noise. Trust that inner voice. It is your direct line to the source code of reality. It will guide you in ways your logical mind cannot comprehend. Logic can only build with the blocks of what is already known. Intuition builds with the atoms of infinity. Logic is the map. Intuition is the guide who knows the shortcuts. Now we move from the internal to the external. We move to the bridge between worlds. We move to the number of structure, of labor, of physical form. We move to the six, the crucible of discipline. This is where the dreamers fall away. This is where the talkers fall silent. The universe provides the blueprint, intuition provides the map, but you must build the bridge. Discipline is the act of translating the high frequency of your vision into the dense physical plane. It is the monotonous, unglamorous, relentless application of effort in the direction of your dream. It is the work you do when no one is watching. It is the thousandth failure you endure on your way to the first success. It is a choice to show up, day after day after day, long after the initial excitement has faded. The world loves to romanticize genius. They see the flash of lightning but ignore the long, slow gathering of the storm. They see the finished invention but are blind to the countless nights spent in solitude, the sacrifices made, the relentless focus required to hold a single thought form for years against the tide of doubt and ridicule. Discipline is the furnace that forges belief into fact. Every action you take, every hour you dedicate is another layer of energetic concrete poured into the foundation of your vision. It is you telling the universe with your body what you have already declared with your mind. This is not a wish. This is an inevitability. Do not resent the work. The work is a sacred act. It is the prayer of your hands. It is the meditation of your focus. It is the process by which you become the person worthy of the vision you hold. You do not simply build your creation. Your creation builds you. It strips away your weakness. It burns away your laziness. It demands that you become more than you were. This is the essence of six. It is the material world's demand for proof. It is the physical manifestation of your inner conviction. It is the rhythm of work, the heartbeat of progress, the steady, unwavering march toward the goal. And when the discipline has been maintained, when the work has been done, the inevitable follows. Creation. The moment of physical birth. The instant the thought, held in belief, engineered in imagination, guided by intuition, and forged by discipline, finally breathes its first breath in the material world. There is no feeling like it. The hum of the machine that once existed only in your mind now fills the room. The light that you saw only with your inner eye now pushes back the darkness.
The theory becomes an artifact. The ghost becomes a god. It is a moment of profound alignment, where the inner world and outer world meet and recognize each other. It is the universe affirming your power as a co-creator. It is the proof that your consciousness is not a passive observer of reality, but an active participant in its unfolding. This is the victory. This is the culmination. But it is not the end of the story. Because with great creation often comes great pain. The world is resistant to change. It is comfortable in its slumber. When you bring a new light, a new frequency, a new possibility into the world, you will inevitably cast shadows on the things that prefer the dark. Your vision will be called heresy. Your confidence will be called arrogance. Your motives will be questioned. Those who benefit from the old way will seek to discredit you. Those who are afraid of the light you carry will try to extinguish it. They will steal your work, mock your dreams, and label you a madman. This pain is not a sign that you have failed. It is a sign that you have succeeded. It is a testament to the power of the frequency you are emitting. You have become so disruptive to the old paradigm that it must fight back. Do not break. Do not falter. This is the fire that tempers the steel of your soul. This pain is a form of energy. Resistance in a surfeit creates hate and light. The resistance you encounter from the world is a sign of the immense energy you are conducting. Use it. Let the ridicule fuel your focus. Let the doubt of others strengthen your resolve. Let their misunderstanding forge you into an instrument of unbreakable will. Every great mind in history has walked this path. Every visionary has been called a fool before they were called a genius. This pain is a rite of passage. It is the price of admission for altering the course of human history, even if that history is only your own. It burns away the last vestiges of your need for external approval. It forces you to find your anchor not in the applause of the crowd, but in the unwavering truth of your own soul. And this journey through pain will lead you to the most misunderstood, most powerful state of all: isolation. This is a deeper state than mere solitude. Solitude is a choice, a strategic retreat to clear the signal. Isolation is a condition, often imposed by the world you are trying to change. It is the feeling of being a singular point of light in an endless expanse of darkness. It is the knowledge that you, and you alone, see the world as it could be.
It is in this crucible of isolation that your true power is revealed. Can you still hold the frequency when you're the only one broadcasting it? Can you still believe in the light when you're surrounded by an ocean of disbelief? Can you still hear the hum of your inner vision when the world is screaming that you're insane? This is the ultimate test of self-reliance. It is the moment you realize that the entire universe you need exists within you. Your mind is the laboratory. Your heart is the power source. Your soul is the guide. You need nothing else. It is in this profound isolation that the self is truly born. Not the ego self that craves validation, but the divine self that is a conduit for creation. You become a self-sustaining system, a star that generates its own light, unbothered by the darkness around it. You find a peace that the world cannot give and cannot take away. You touch the core of your own being, and you realize you are not alone at all. You are one with the creative force of the universe itself. And from this state, from this baptism by fire, comes the final glorious state, the nine, the rebirth. 9 is the number of completion, of transcendence. It is the culmination of the entire cycle. After the thought, the belief, the imagination, the intuition, the discipline, the creation, the pain, and the isolation, what is left? You are, but not the you that started the journey. That person is gone, burned away in the furnace of creation. What emerges is a new being. A being who has proven the power of their own consciousness. A being who has based void and filled it with light. A being who understands that they are not a victim of circumstance, but a master of energy. The rebirth is the integration of the lesson. The pain becomes wisdom. The isolation becomes unbreakable strength. The creation is no longer just an invention, it is a part of you, and you are a part of it. It goes out into the world, and your frequency, your consciousness, goes with it. You have not just built a machine. You have altered reality. You have introduced a new note into the symphony of existence. This is the essence of legacy. It is the 9. It is your energy transcending your physical form and continuing to resonate in the world long after you are gone. It is the completion of the circle where your individual act of creation dissolves back into the universal whole, enriching it, changing it forever. 3, 6, 9. The spark of divine thought, the disciplined work of material creation, the transcendent completion and rebirth into the universal whole. This is the code. It is not in the numbers. It is in you. It is the blueprint of your own divine potential waiting. Look at your life. Where are you in this cycle? Are you stuck in the static of random thoughts, broadcasting chaos and receiving it in return? Command the 3. Choose a thought. A single, powerful, magnificent thought about who you are and what you are here to build. Are you paralyzed by doubt, allowing the noise of the world to drown out your vision? Anchoring yourself in belief. Become the flower. Tune your being to the frequency of your completed dream and feel it as a present reality. Are you failing to act, waiting for permission or the perfect conditions? Embrace the sacred fire of discipline. Fall in love with the work. Let every action be a prayer, a declaration to the universe that you are serious. This is the crucible of 6. Are you broken by ridicule, by failure, by pain? See it for what it is, the resistance that proves the power that you are conducting. Use it as fuel. Let it forge you. Are you afraid of being alone with your vision? Step into your isolation as a king steps into his throne room. It is the seat of your power. It is where you find that you are everything you need. And then prepare for the 9. Prepare for the rebirth. Prepare to become more than you are, so that you can give the gift that only you can give. The code is not a mystery to be solved. It is a life to be lived. It is the path of the Creator hidden in plain sight. It is the journey from a spark in the dark to a sun that illuminates worlds. The hum of the universe is not outside of you. It is the sound of the generator in your own soul waiting for you to turn it on. The blueprint is already there. The materials are all around you. The power has been in you all along. The 3, the 6, and the 9. Thought, creation, transcendence. It is your divine birthright.
You have flipped the switch. You have felt the jolt. The dormant circuits within you now course with a low, steady hum of purpose. This is the first moment of true life. The moment you cease to be a passive reflection of the world and begin to be an active projection upon it. But what now? Activation is not a destination. It is the beginning of the journey. It is the opening of the eye, not the seeing of the entire cosmos. Now you must learn to see. You must learn to live as the current you have awakened. Forget who you think you are.
That you is a ghost, a construct, an echo of past conversations, past failures, past praises, past pains. It is a collection of habits and beliefs impressed upon you by a world that benefits from your predictability. That self is a cage, no matter how comfortable its dimensions. It is a circuit designed by others, running the program you did not write, leading to a destination you did not choose. The activated self is not a static identity. It is a dynamic process. It is the conscious, moment-by-moment choice of frequency. You are not a noun, you are a verb. You are not a thing, you are a flow. Think of the current, the electrical lifeblood of the universe. What are its properties? It does not doubt its destination, it simply flows from high potential to low. It does not question its own power, it simply is power. It does not linger on the resistance that it meets, it transforms that resistance into heat and light and continues on its path. You are that current. Your first task is to purify it. The current of your consciousness must be cleansed of the impurities that create resistance. What is this resistance? It is fear. It is doubt. It is the insidious whisper of, "I am not enough." It is the memory of past shocks that makes you afraid to touch the wire again. Every time you entertain a thought of limitation, you introduce an impurity into your circuit. You lower your voltage. You slow the flow. You create internal friction that bleeds off your power as useless heat, anxiety, stress, anger. Purity of current is achieved through purity of focus. It is the ruthless, disciplined refusal to give your energy to any thought that does not align with your chosen destination. When a thought of doubt arises, you do not fight it. You do not argue with it. To do so is to give it your energy. You simply observe it, acknowledge it as a phantom from an old program, and gently, deliberately, return your focus to the frequency of your vision. This is the work, not once a day in meditation, but in every moment, in conversation, in labor, in rest. You are the vigilant guardian of the gate of your mind, and you allow nothing to pass that would contaminate the sacred current of your becoming. The second quality of the current is direction. A powerful current does not diffuse itself. It does not spill its energy in 1,000 different directions. It flows in a singular, unwavering line. Look at your life. How many directions is your energy flowing? Your attention is the nozzle through which your power flows. Is it pointed at your purpose, or is it scattered across 12 trivialities, 100 distractions, 1,000 anxieties about things that are outside of your control? The world is designed to scatter your attention. It is an endless carnival of flashing lights and loud noises, each one begging for a piece of your focus, a drop of your current. Social media, the news cycle, the opinions of strangers. It is all a grand conspiracy to diffuse your power, to keep your voltage so low you can never build anything of significance. The Creator understands this. He builds a dam around his consciousness. He channels his focus like a river through a turbine. He chooses one great, magnificent obsession, and he pours the entirety of his life force into it. He becomes a living embodiment of his purpose. He does not have a mission, he is the mission. This is why the world often sees the focused man as cold, aloof, strange. He is not. He is simply on a different circuit. He cannot afford to engage in the energy-leaking dramas and distractions that occupy the masses. He is conserving his power for the great work. He is building worlds, and that requires every ounce of his being. Choose your direction, and then eliminate everything that is not on that line. Be ruthless. It is your life's energy. It is more precious than gold, more valuable than time. Do not give it away for free. The third quality is intensity. This is the voltage of your current. It is the measure of your passion, the fire of your desire. A low voltage current can power a small light. A high voltage current can power a city. What determines your voltage? The magnitude of your vision and the depth of your emotional connection to it. A small, selfish goal will generate a small, selfish current. A grand, world-changing vision, a vision that serves not just the self, but humanity, taps into a universal source of power. It aligns you with the evolutionary impulse of the cosmos itself. You must want it, not with the weak, conditional wanting of the ego, but with the earth-shaking, soul-quaking desire of your deepest being. Your vision must consume you. It must be the first thing you think of in the morning and the last thing you see before you sleep. It must be the reason you breathe. This emotional intensity is the dynamo that drives the current. It is the fire that turns the water of potential into the steam of creation. Do not be afraid of your passion. Do not let a timid world convince you to dim your fire. Your passion is your power. It is the signature of your soul. A man without passion is a man who is already dead. He is a wire without current running through it. So you have activated the current. You have purified its flow, given it direction, and amplified its intensity. Now you must confront the great illusion that holds the rest of the world in bondage. The illusion of scarcity.
The universe is a field of infinite, inexhaustible energy. It is a shoreless ocean of potential. Energy is never created or destroyed. It is only transformed. There is no lack. There is only a lack of vision. There is only a blockage in the flow. When you feel tired, you will not out of energy. You have simply introduced resistance into your circuit. When you feel uninspired, you would not run out of ideas. You have simply tuned your receiver to the wrong frequency. When you feel you lack the resources to achieve your dream, you are not poor. You are simply not yet a vibrational match for the abundance that is waiting for you. Do not chase resources. Do not chase money or connections or opportunities. To chase is to affirm their absence. It is to broadcast the frequency of lack. Instead, focus on your current. Purify it, direct it, intensify it. Become so powerful a source of energy, so brilliant a light, so undeniable a force that resources have no choice but to be drawn into your orbit. Money is a current. Opportunity is a current. People are a current. Everything is energy, and all energy is attracted to a strong, coherent, high-voltage source. Become the source. The universe will provide the heal. It always does.
To do this, to maintain this state, you must reevaluate your relationship with time. Linear time is a prison for the unawakened mind. The past, the present, the future. A line you walk from birth to death. This is a slave's perception of time. The Creator understands that time is not a line, but a nexus. The only point of power that truly exists is the now, this present moment. The past is nothing more than a library of stored frequencies. You can visit it to learn from previous experiment, to understand a pattern. But if you live there, if you dwell on past failures or past glories, you are tuning your precious present moment receiver to a broadcast that is already over. You are trying to draw power from a dead battery. The future is a gallery of infinite potential realities. Each one exists as a finished blueprint in the ether. But if you live there in anxiety about what might happen or in desperate longing for what you do not have, you scatter your energy across 1,000 possibilities. You become a listener trying to hear 1,000 radio stations at once, and all you hear is noise. The master of energy lives entirely in the now. In this moment, he uses his focus to choose a frequency from the gallery of the future, his chosen vision, and he uses his power to begin broadcasting that signal now. He feels the feelings of his success now. He thinks the thoughts of his ideal self now. He takes the actions of the man he wishes to be now. He is pulling the future into the present. He is collapsing time. This is not a metaphor. It is the mechanism of creation. By embodying the frequency of your desired future in this present moment, you make that future an inevitability. The universe, which knows only the now, must reorganize itself to match the signal you are broadcasting. And where do you practice this mastery of time and energy? In the grand, silent cathedral of your own being. But that cathedral has a physical temple. Your body. Do not treat your body as a mere vehicle to carry your brain. Do not see it as a beast of burden to be whipped and driven. Your body is a resonant chamber. It is a biological tuning fork. The state of your physical vessel determines the clarity and strength of the frequency you can hold and transmit. A body filled with processed foods, deprived of sleep, starved of movement, is a damp, cracked instrument. It cannot hold a pure note. It cannot handle a high voltage. It creates static, resistance, and disease. To be a conductor of great energy, you must build a worthy conduit. This is not about vanity, it is about conductivity. Breathe deeply. The oxygen fuels the electrical fire in your cells. Move your body. Motion is the physical expression of energy. Circulate the current. Nourish yourself with living foods, with clean water, with the light of the sun. You are building an antenna. The finer the materials, the clearer the signal it can receive and transmit. Your posture is not just posture, it is a statement to the universe. Do you stand tall and open channel for divine energy? Or are you hunched over, closed off, protecting yourself from the very power you seek to wield? Treat your body as a sacred instrument. Tune it, care for it, respect it. The health of your body and the clarity of your mind are not separate things. They are two ends of the same wire. And so, you walk the path. A pure current moving in a clear direction with burning intensity. You live in the eternal Tao, collapsing time, sculpting reality with your focus.
You inhabit a body that is a temple, a finely tuned instrument. Why? For what purpose do you undertake this monumental task of self-creation? If your answer is for fame, through wealth, and for power over others, you will fail. The current will short circuit. The ego is too small a vessel to contain the power of the cosmos. The ultimate purpose, the only purpose that can sustain this level of discipline and fire, is to become a legacy of light. You do this work not for yourself, but for the world. You become a powerful, coherent source of energy so that you can add your light to the collective. You become a lighthouse. Think of the world as a stormy sea at midnight. So many souls are lost, tossed by the waves of fear and confusion, their own inner lights extinguished. A lighthouse did not go out into the sea to rescue individual ships. A lighthouse simply stands. It halts its ground. It tends to its own light, making it as powerful, as brilliant, as unwavering as possible. And then it shines. It shines into the darkness, a beacon of hope, a point of orientation, a testament that ashore exists. It offers its light to all, freely, without judgment. Some ships will see it and use it to navigate to safety. Others will be too lost in the storm to even notice. The lighthouse does not care. Its duty is not to be seen. Its duty is to shine. That is your purpose. To do the deep, difficult, solitary work of mastering your own energy, of becoming a sun in your own right, so that your very existence becomes a source of light for others. You will inspire not by what you say, but by who you have become. Your frequency will be your message. Your life will be your sermon.
You are not here to fix the world. You are here to add a new and beautiful frequency to it, one that was impossible before your arrival. You are here to prove what is possible when a human being remembers their divine nature. Look around you. Feel the thrum of reality. The 3, the 6, the 9. The cycle is not a ladder you climb once. It is a spiral. With every revolution, you reach a higher plane of understanding, a greater capacity to conduct power. You thought, you created, you were reborn. Now, from this new height, you will think a grander thought. You will undertake a greater creation. You will experience a more profound rebirth. The spiral continues ever upward, ever inward, into the infinite heart of God. Do not look for the code in the sky. Do not search for the blueprint in an ancient text. Do not wait for a savior to come and activate you. Stand up. Close your eyes. Feel the current within you. That silent, knowing, powerful flow. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. The code is not your guide. You are the code. The light is not a destination. You are the light. Shine.